Hello, welcome back. This is episode 2. I'm Rebecca Waldron. This is the Product Sessions podcast. And on today's episode, we're going to discuss workflow and systems for business owners and what I've learned over the past 8 years and what works for me. So let's start with workflow. For my schedule, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are the best days for me to get work done because those are the days that my 3 children are all in school. Also on Tuesdays, my youngest has an adventure with his grandma, my mom, so I'm also able to get some work done on Tuesdays as well. So first, I kind of narrow down what time I have to be working on my business. I do have an episode coming up about balancing parenthood and working from home, and that's going to be episode 5 if you're interested in diving deeper more into that in the next few weeks. So once you have your times that you're going to be working, you need to prioritize and plan what you're going to be doing during those times. And every day, I usually do some of the same things. Like I will always check my emails and reply to customers. Maybe once or twice a week, I will ship my orders. But it's nice to categorize whatever items you have to do for certain days of the week. I find this to be useful. Mondays, I'll work on, let's say, product development. Wednesdays, I will spend the day planning and scheduling my social media content. Fridays, I will write email newsletters. You get the idea. Whatever items you need to do on a weekly basis, schedule them for a certain day of the week, and you're much more likely to complete those items if you have time designated for them. Another huge tip I have learned being a business owner is to batch your work. So whatever category of work you have, you do a bunch of it all in one group. For example, creating Reels or TikToks. Instead of creating one, it's a great idea to make 5 or 6 in a day. And that way you don't have to get back into the app, think again of what you're going to create. You have all the tools that you need. You're already dressed and ready to go for that day. So you're able to be more effective in the work that you're doing. So, and that goes for so many other items as well, like shipping orders. If you have one order, wait a day or two and ship more when you have more orders put together. There's a statistic that says you're 40% more likely to be effective in your work if you're batching your type of work that you're doing. So you can lose productivity if you keep switching from task to task. Now today, the tasks that I have to work on are different when I first started my business. For example, now I have a social media manager, so I spend much less time creating content and scheduling content, which took most of my time previously. So now I have more time to work on other things like creating this podcast. And so I have different items on my to-do list. Like every Monday, I'll record episodes. Every Wednesday, I'll edit them. And then Fridays, I will schedule them, etc. So think of your schedule in that way. One product that I like to use is called Asana. That's Asana. And it is a scheduler that helps me plan my tasks. I've been putting all of my business tasks in Asana, and then my personal tasks I have in Gmail. And I can kind of link the two, so all of my Asana tasks that I've created also pop up in my Gmail calendar, but I can't edit them in Gmail. So whenever I'm working, I'll open my Asana calendar and my Asana to-do list all in one place, and I can be focusing on work and not getting distracted by the other personal items I have on my to-do list for that day. But in my Google Calendar, I can kind of see the whole picture altogether, and that works really well for me. I personally like to have the big three items that I'm going to accomplish for that day. And I think it's important that you don't set yourself up for disappointment, that you don't plan too many items for one day. So at the end of the day, you're not thinking, man, I got nothing done. I had all these plans of things I was going to do today, and I only got 2 of them done. I think 3, depending on the size of the project, is usually a pretty good number of things to expect to get done in one day. And then you can kind of feel satisfied at the end of the day, like, I got those things done. Okay, now we're going to work on systems. And systems are one of my favorite things to talk about. When I first started my business, I thought I am going to be spending so much time designing and developing fun products. Since I came from a design background, I was most excited about that. I had the most experience in that. And as I progressed in my business, I realized probably about 75% of my time needs to be focused on sales and how I'm going to sell my products. So I like to use systems to help me with my sales. And my favorite word is automated. Anything that is automated that will save me time and make my work more efficient is my favorite thing. So some of the things I use to automate my work is email marketing. I use Klaviyo, which links really well with Shopify. And my Klaviyo has automated email flows. So when someone signs up for my newsletter, they'll automatically go through the flow of introducing my business. I think there's possibly 4 emails in that series, just introducing who I am, why I started my business, and about the various products. I also have other flows set up for abandoned carts, browse abandonment, and a post-purchase flow. So after someone buys something, they'll get an email about how to use that product. I made a little video that says, here are the different ways that you can use it. And then I also have a customer win back flow that's triggered if a customer has placed at least 2 orders of all time, but then they haven't ordered anything in a while. And then they'll start to receive emails and offers to come back and buy something else. And I love this because I worked really hard up front to set all of these email flows up, and then I set it and go, and it's automated. Automated saves me time. Another automated product that I use is called Zipify, and it's an add-on in Shopify. And after someone purchases something, say they buy one of my diaper bags, an offer will pop up that says, don't you want to add on a Bowie pack? It complements the Joni backpack and you'll get this deal. And so that's another way of selling things that is automated for me. Having a social media manager has been amazing for me, for my sales, and for the time it has freed up for me. She also comes over about once a month or every 6 weeks, and we make a bunch of reels together. And again, that has to do with batching. We're able to knock a bunch out. Last time she came, I think we did 12, which was amazing. If you're looking for a social media manager, I think some good places to look are Upwork or LinkedIn. And you can have someone help you with your social media if you're to that phase in your business. I also use Shopify for my web hosting. It tracks my inventory for me. It helps me with shipping. There are quite a few website services out there for e-commerce businesses. I do think that most people use Shopify, and that's for a good reason. It is a good product and it works well for a lot of people. Now, I've recently started delving into wholesale. And for wholesale, I've been using Faire.com. That's Faire.com. And that links to my Shopify. And so it was able to automatically upload all of my products from Shopify into Faire. And I sell those items for fractions of the cost that I do on my website, on my Shopify website. And I sell those to boutique or sometimes larger retail stores because it creates a little shop for me within Faire, and retail store buyers will go onto Faire.com and look for certain products. And really, all I have done so far is upload my store information and my products on there, and I've been getting sales with little to no effort. Now, it hasn't been a huge amount of sales because, again, I haven't been putting much effort into it, but I love that I haven't been having to do much work, and I've been getting some wholesale orders from Faire.com. Another way that I spend my time selling is I try to do about 1 pop-up market locally per month. So, I find that's a great way for people to find you, for you to do networking, and I sell a lot more in one day in person than I do online. So that's a great resource too. And then some of my time I will spend, I'm here in my she shed recording this episode, and I have my products in here on display. And so if I have friends or family members or word of mouth customers, I'll have them come to my she shed and they can buy an item or two here. Some more ways that you can sell things that I have not delved into myself yet are wholesale outreach. You can email buyers personally with a catalog and ask them if they're interested in your products. You can hire sales reps. You can do paid ads, which I have done some of. I hope to do more. You can send out more frequent email campaigns, not necessarily those automated flows, but maybe once a month or once a week, just an update on what's going on in your business. There's other social media platforms like TikTok. Pinterest is an amazing one. Blog posts and YouTube. As a business owner, and especially as the only person really that works in my business besides my social media manager, I can only spread myself so many places. So for me, I am choosing Instagram as my outlet for social media, but I have heard the advice that it's good to choose one long-term platform and one short-term platform. Long-term platforms include blogs and YouTube, and then you can repurpose that content and put it on your social media. And that's a great use of your time, and a way to work more efficiently is to reuse that content that you create. So outside of sales, which takes up about 75% of my time, there's 25% of my time spent doing other short-term projects. For example, customer service, replying to emails, packing orders, going to the post office, going to my storage unit to get more products or whatever I need. Other short-term projects, which are some of my favorite projects to do, are when I am designing and creating new products. That one's always fun. Or web design or photography for new products. I photograph all of my white background products, so that can take quite a bit of time. And, writing product descriptions when you upload a new product to your website. Those are some short-term projects that I don't typically do every week or every month even, but they do take up some of my time, and I just make sure that I schedule all of those items in Asana. So I hope that you found this episode useful and interesting. I have loved the process of learning how to sell and market my products, and I feel like I've learned a lot as a business owner just through trial and error. If you're not sure where to start, pick one thing and try it out. There's so much information out there of how to do all of these things. And as always, you can reach out to me via email if you'd like. I am at Rebecca@theproductsessions.com. Talk to you next time.